What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Chop and Brew. We're in Brian Adams' side yard to avoid the sound of cars and children and wives and dogs. We're here because our boy Leif is making his world famous
green chili.
Green pork chili?
Green pork, yeah, so use pork. So it's traditional Colorado green chili. So it's got pork in it, green salsa, beans, white kidney beans, Great Northern beans. Use dry. I suggest dry. I don't like salty, soft, canned, mushy shit. So get some good beans and just follow the recipe Chip Walton's putting up on the website. And it should turn out right. We got video of me putting it together tonight. You notice I don't do everything by the measuring cup or the measuring spoon. It kind of just a bunch of this, a little bit of that.
What's the inspiration?
So I had green chili when I was in Colorado as a kid on a trip and with my parents, and it was amazing and got hooked. And then it was not anything that my parents cooked a lot. So when I started cooking on my own in college and stuff, just kind of found recipes that I kind of liked and eventually melded them all together and tweaked it until I got the flavor profile that I liked.
First time I had it was Bemidji road trip where we did some episodes that have not come out yet, or maybe they have by the time this comes out, who knows. But he served up a huge pan of it. We had all the fixins. We had chopped scallions. We had cheese to add on top.
Avocado.
And it was a freezing cold day. It was like classic mid-January in northern Minnesota, so it like hit the spot. So real quick, you kind of threw some of the ingredients out there. Let's real quick just talk about the process. If you're doing it kind of stovetop style, you're talking about stew meat, baby.
Yeah, so stovetop, I start the night before or 6 to 8 hours before, depends on when you're gonna make it, soaking the beans. So you gotta soak the beans 6 to 8 hours or overnight. And then I go to my local butcher, which is Osseo Meat Market. Shout out to them. And they just take Osseo Meats takes pork shoulder and cuts off stew meat size pieces. And so they come out, like beef stew. And sometimes they're a little big, so I cut them in half or about there. And then chop up a couple onions, one big onion, a couple small onions, 5-6 small tomatillos, jalapeno, and then get your pan good and hot. I like to use a good cast iron Dutch oven, holds the heat, browns well. Brown the meat, pull it out. Throw the onions in and let them just pull all that pork goodness off the bottom, the drippings. Make them translucent, toss in your garlic, and let it go for a couple minutes, and then toss everything back in the pan. Chicken stock, I use chicken stock. I make fresh chicken stock. I never throw away chicken bones. They always go in a bag in my freezer. And then once I've got a full bag, I make chicken stock. So there's always 5-6 quarts of chicken stock sitting in my freezer. And I use chicken stock in this recipe, and it's homemade, good to go. Start with 2 to 4 cup range, depending on how thick you want it. I've found that the tomatillos act kind of like okra, where they thicken it a little bit. So start with where you're at, and then once it cooks down, you may need to add a little bit more chicken stock in. If you want a little bit thinner chili, or if you like it thick, then leave it where it's at.
Thick. What kind of spices are we seeing in the video? So
I use cumin, chili powder. I take a couple of store brand chili powders and kind of mix them together to get something a little bit hotter that I like. This is the BA Badass Brian Adams measuring spoon right here. Notice the Christmas tree? Badass. I love it. Coriander seed, salt, pepper, and oregano was the other one. So, and that just all goes in there. And so this is the point where if I'm keeping it on the stove, I'll bring it up to a simmer and then let it go for 3-4 hours. Otherwise, you can get it up to a simmer, or you can take it from this point, throw it right in the crock pot, and you're good to go. I like, this looks like a good level of stock right now, so I'm going to leave it where it's at. You could put more in it if you want it a little bit thinner, so maybe adjust how much you put in the beginning so it doesn't get too thick, or however thick you want it. If I'm doing it on the stovetop, I let it come to a boil. And then bring it down to a simmer, leave it uncovered, and simmer it 3 to 4 hours, and that pork meat gets good and soft at that point. Or if you don't have time to sit there and watch it, throw it in a crock pot. That's what I did when we went up to Bemidji. I cooked it all up, threw it in the crock pot on low for 6-8 hours, pulled it out, put it in a bucket, put it in the fridge, took it up to Bemidji, and just warmed it up on the stove. And it was delicious up there. So
this is not a hot chili.
Doesn't have to be. I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, this one's got a jalapeno in it. I put one medium-sized jalapeno in there, no seeds.
The classic Colorado would have the hatch,
right,
which you say you often get from Trader Joe's. You'll get the hatch salsa.
My favorite salsa to use is the Hatch green chili salsa, which is at a medium to a hot level at Trader Joe. Ultimately, I'd like to be using my own salsa when I get a chance, but I just haven't had time. And sometimes I just, whatever store I'm at, buying the rest of the ingredients, I grab whatever green chili salsa or salsa verde looks good. And this time it was one from Hy-Vee. And then you can always adjust the heat level at the end by having jalapenos or anything else to throw on top if you want. And
ghost
you can
peppers.
throw more. Yeah,
Put some ghost peppers in
Go
there.
ahead. That's all you.
Yeah.
So what do you get out? What's the end result between the brown meat, all these spices, that homemade chicken stock? Actually, probably.
Yeah, you get the smoke comes in a little bit from the cumin, and I'd love. Chip and I were talking while I was putting it together. I'd love to do it with some shredded pork shoulder smoked sometime. So that would be that's my goal, is to get that done in the next year or so.
Green pork chili.
So we maybe even we could go crazy and smoke the tomatillos, smoke the onion, just smoke the vegetables.
Pork belly chili,
and maybe even try with pork belly. That would be crazy too. Oh. But so right now where it's at, the flavor profile you get a little bit of smoke from the smokiness from cumin that comes with using cumin. And then other than that, it's just that classic green chili flavor. I would love to use more Hatch chilies. We just don't get a lot of them up here. But you just get a good spicy chili bite. Yeah. You don't get a lot of that tomato that you get in a regular red chili. You don't have that. You get the zest, the zing you get from the tomatillo. And I love to have fresh tomatillo to throw on top, so you can get the stuff that's sitting there and stewing, and then you get a little bit of that fresh pop from this fresh stuff on top.
In the event you're making it for tonight.
So tonight we threw it together. We're taking it up to fishing opener. You might all want to just somebody text us Saturday morning, make sure we're still alive. Friday night might be better.
This won't be out in time.
Yeah, you might want to just make sure we didn't die. It's going to be crazy, so we're going to make a road trip out of it.
And we're on a mission.
On a mission.
We're going to hit up some breweries on the way.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody?
I don't know. It's a mission.
It's
a secret mission.
It's a secret mission? This ain't secret.
Yeah. There's some breweries to stop at. We'll just say that.
We're drinking some gigantic, Fantastic Voyage Oak Aged Brett Saison. This is something that we brought back from PDX. We got this at Ye Old Imperial Bottle Shop from our boy Matt.
Yeah, Matt. What up, Matt?
Matt. That's badass, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
I like the
Don't
bottle.
leave me out of the next trip, dummies.
Pinkies up.
Leif's going to share his awesome recipe for green chili, green pork chili, soon to be smoked green pork chili. It's at chopandbrew.com/recipes. Any parting words for the chili newbies out there when you're making something like this? You really can't mess it up, right?
You can't mess it up, and it's always chili season. I mean, and change it to your profile. Like people that say you can't eat chili in the summer, F that. You eat chili when you want to eat chili.
Okay.
And put it on a hot dog when you want to put it on a hot dog.
Hashtag always chili season.
It's always chili season.
Put it on a hot dog.
All right, man. Chop for chop.
Brew for brew.
Chili for
Pick up all
chili.
your brew. Damn.
So we should do like some kind of rap. So we're like, so Leif's
Rap? Oh, no.
No, this way, but no.
What's this we're drinking?
Galactic.
Gigantic, not galactic.
What'd I say?
Galactic.
Oh.
Think of some
You
gigantic
need new
sour.
readers, Chip Walton.
Leif is like starring, so he should maybe check. I think he can hear us.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Sipping on that PDX brew, y'all.
What you know about gigantic beers for men?
Gigantic beers for men.
What do you know about gigantic men for beer?
Whoa.
We can lower this shit, actually. A lot of headroom. Since I thought you were way taller than us for some reason.
No, I'm not that much taller. I'm in the hole.
Finn.
Chip over the dog.
I'd like to fall.
Why are you barking?
Your support goes to help us wrangle this dog.
Oh, put a picture on him.
Oh.
Get the camera on that. You don't want to miss that.
Charlie, regulate.
What?
Get him, Finley.
Come on, man. Stir him up, Brian Adams. Get him in it.